So, you want to know about the Conqueror's Blade experience. An experience that could be incredibly frustrating, but also incredibly rewarding and a lot of fun. So, we're going to deep dive into the experience. We're going to look at the units, the gameplay, the progression, all of the fun stuff above. But I will warn you, gentlemen, this journey takes time. It takes commitment. It takes a bit of grind, but with the right attitude, you'll get there. But with any story and any beginning, we must find the start, and that's where we're going. So you've chosen a name, you've got a character, and you get into your first battle. The first training battle where you're presented with this snowy tundra. Graphically, looking pretty awesome. Eagerly sprinting down to your first bit of combat. At this point, you're just going to be smashing buttons, seeing what the combat feels like, and getting used to the controls. Conqueror's Blade sort of has a Dynasty Warriors sort of vibe to it, except you're controlling units, and that kind of adds a bit of uniqueness to it. As we look down the barrel of the big bad boss in our first mini siege, or solo siege, as I would call this, we're just gonna employ our men to help us out, get through the troops. This shouldn't be hard. I don't think you can even possibly die here. It's just a bit of a cakewalk. But we're gonna get through it, and I actually think what a quite nice opening to someone that's never played this game before. So now we're through the opening, we get into the main cities, where we see other players, we're starting to get quests, and we start receiving our first units. We've got some bows, some mace sergeants, and we get our first quests, and we're going to work our way through it. Nice to see there's indicators on what they want you to click and what they want you to do early on, because this initially, back in the day, got very confusing. Although I will say, once you do click on these quests and have to sign up for sieges, they do not let you exit. That is, you have to do the siege now. So we're going into a first siege. The time is counted down. The heartbeat is increasing. We go in. Nice to see, again, giving me instructions on what to do. Popping in my troops into my warband here. And got plenty of time to do so. And it's time, gentlemen. The real journey begins. Here we go. Our first siege. Side note, don't forget to center your camera. Normal mode keeps everything clean. Going down a nice tunnel here, over the bridge. First engagement with our mace sergeants. Sent them a little bit far, but they're going to go do a lot of damage. A lot of new players, when they come into this game, sleep on the fact that your unit is basically 70-80% of what you can do in terms of how much damage you put out. So never sleep on them, use your units, and yeah, you're not a one-man army. You're a commander commanding an army that you're also fighting with.
Our team is about to capture the final flag.
First battle goes smoothly, and that's down to the fact that our team is AI, and I'm pretty sure 90% of the other team is AI. But this does change as we go on. Lots of levels for our units. Mace Sergeant's got 4 levels. Lovely stuff. Hand in a few quests. Get this rolling along. Get ourselves a new glaive. We will, in the future, be able to pick a weapon, but for now they make us stay glaive because it's a nice, simple weapon. Now we get into leveling our units, adding in their veterancy points, and just generally customizing and increasing their power, taking them the way we want to take them. moving into the next siege, we're going to do things slightly differently. We're going to take our archers instead of our mace sergeants and just see how this goes. We're going from someone that's never played's mindset. So, archers, going nice, doing a lot of damage, but there can be a fatal flaw with archers that we shall see very shortly. It can all be going very well until there's no melee and you're suddenly wiped out by strong melee troops that are impossible to kill. That's what you get for picking archers. So probably going to want to be sticking with the melee troops for a little while until we get some more diverse range to play around with. And that was all relatively simple. Got ourselves a little victory. Did okay in the scoreboard. The A+, not so bad. And then moving on, my recommendation would be to get yourself used to how everything works. Do the Path to War. It's a nice little tutorial, and it's easy to get through, and it actually does teach you quite a lot in these early stages. But time goes by. You get better. You'd make a few changes, and eventually you get to this stage. We've decided we don't want to be a glaive, we want to be an Adachi, and we got some new armor that we'll take a little look at. Got a nice Nadachi, we've got some Carnifax armor on, some extra bonus stats, and we've crafted this all ourselves. It's looking good, progression is being made. We've now obviously unlocked the weapons, so we can choose from a plethora of weapons to then start unlocking better and better abilities. But as I said, we chose the Nadachi. It's very much a suckling weapon. It suckles the enemy's health and keeps you alive. Vampire class, I've heard some people say. And it's, very easy to use, does decent damage, and is a bit of a live lord. So that's what we've gone for. Unlocking skills as we go, as we get skill points. And our barracks have got a bit fuller. We've now unlocked the unit trees where we can use honor from doing sieges to obviously choose more units to unlock and follow their path, and just get a much more diverse barracks. So there's a lot to choose from, and that is worth having a little look through when you get to it. We've also unlocked the battle pass. Obviously we're on the free one, but you can pay to go on the paid one. And then the seasonal units or seasonal challenges, and this is basically where we unlock much more specialized troops every season. They release 3 new troops, and that all have different and special abilities, and normally are very, very powerful. And when we enter a siege, we now have 15 opponents that at this stage, 50% of them will probably be bots and 50% will be real players, just depending on your level. So the battles are a lot more competitive, and you'll definitely feel when you're against a player and not a bot, but it makes things slightly more fun. You'll also be experiencing all the artillery, so we're doing a little ballista here, shoot a guy off his horse, that's always fun. And the fights just become a bit more entertaining because there's a lot more diverse units running around that you kind of have to learn to avoid. Different obviously hero weapons, people playing pikes, muskets, and you have to get used to how they play and how to counter them, how to fight them, what to stay away from, what you can engage. So makes some very fun and frustrating gameplay sometimes, especially when you come across a unit that just hard counters what you're playing. But it's just learning to either wait, play as a team, use your hero to smash their unit while you put in your less superior unit to help even up the odds. Just a very, very unique gameplay style. And at this point, I hear you say, Plum, is it possible to die? I haven't seen you die yet. Is it possible? Yes. You can get overconfident and try and go in for sort of the one-man army, and sometimes it can work, but a lot of the time it will end in exactly the same way. But the fight continues. Going against a few spears here. We've got a chain dart there that's keeping us back nicely. And the fight, we're getting really intense. There was a lot of units flying around. As I said, some people here are real players at the kind of the same level as me, and others are bots. It's probably a 50-50 split, maybe 70% players in this one. But that just is implemented so you're not going to get shoved straight into the big sieges. I believe it's around a level 100 where you start getting shoved into sort of much higher matchmaking. So you want to really capitalize on the first 100 levels to unlock as many units and get as good as you can get at the game before you hit that sort of level 100 mark. But yes, fun match. It was going really well. I was pleased with my hero killing abilities. But as I said, a lot of these people would have been bots. So take it with a pinch of salt. When I easily wipe someone out, you'll know the ones that are actual players because they run away properly and they know at the time to stay in and out.
Troops, to me!
So coming down to the last few seconds of the match, they've pushed us onto the main point, and we're just going to try and hold it. That we do manage to do, and that's taken another victory. We take the MVP as well, get some decent experience for our troops, come top of the list, and we move on into the next thing, that is weekly quests. Now, weekly quests are very important to complete because these give you tokens. These tokens get used, supply tokens get used to buy resources, to upgrade your troops, to give them unit medals for levels, to get doctrines, and doctrines you use to upgrade your troops, give them a bit of your own personality, what you want on them, extra piercing defense, stuff like that. And then also what you're going to be wanting to get around to doing is looking through the unit unlocks and doing the missions to unlock those and then put them into your warband. They're not particularly difficult. They can be really tedious and kind of frustrating. You can pay sovereigns, that's real money, for unlocks. That little frown, but you can unlock them by just doing the challenges. That is nice to have that option. But if you let a bit of time go by, and then a bit more time go by, and then maybe a lot more time go by, and then another bucket worth of time, you might get to this point in CB. Now this is what I call the no life point. You're going to have basically BIS armor under your belt. You're going to have leadership on every piece of the armor. You're going to have a few thousand levels, a lot of experience, and yeah, it takes a long time to get to this stage, but it is possible. You have every weapon unlocked, every skill unlocked for those weapons, so you can practically play whatever you want. That's quite nice because that allows you to have a bit of diversity. If you get bored of one class or weapon, you can just jump onto another one, just change your armor up, and you're there. You'll also have every unit fully leveled, doctrined, so this gives you a change up of play when you want. You can just go, oh, I don't fancy playing this, I'm going to play that, and make a bit of a diverse warband. I will say some of the units are underpowered, some of them are overpowered, so there are metas that is slightly annoying, but that kind of happens with every game. You'll always have a meta. And yeah, and then also, if we look here, we have all the unit tree unlocked. Every unit done. So, moving into a battle. Obviously, our warband's looking a lot more purple, gold, a green in there. We got mastery units. There's another progression system off of units that is interesting. But you can see there's a lot of high levels in here now. And yeah, this is 0 bots. This is all players. And I'm not going to sugarcoat it. You will experience a lot, and I mean a lot of death. You can be full health 1 minute and dead another minute. Plays to be made. Going for a cav charge there. He completely ruins my cav charge. And yep, you're going to die. You're going to die a lot. It's just part of the game. And sometimes you won't even know how you died. It will just happen. You might get trapped by your own team and then killed by some cav. It happens. But at the end of the day, it's about that heart rate increase as the clock ticks down, your team starts making a push, units are starting to run out, and the intensity increases. The kills are rolling in, the health is going up and down, you're finding the right moment to dive in and out and step on the point, start taking it a bit, kill a hero, avoiding artillery, and when it goes well, there is nothing quite like CB. When a battle gets intense and it comes down to the wire, it is an experience like no other, and I can highly recommend it.
Our team is about to capture the final flag.
Assemble! Assemble!
Cover me!
You heard the commander! Do it!
So, ladies and gentlemen, that is the CB experience. There is obviously a lot more to it, but a quick look into how it goes. Would I recommend it to you? Absolutely. Will it be a grind? Yes, it will be. Will you enjoy it? Maybe. That's up to you. But I want to thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one.